Yo, Shalom. All praises go to the Most High, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh, Shah, Ba'ashem, Wadash. Double honors unto the elder apostles at Great Millstone for the teachings of the scriptures, among other things. Shalom to the Sasayakim across the world. Now I was just reading, right, 2nd Maccabees chapter 4 concerning Jason, and what's going to happen to the traitors of the nation of Jacob. For example, you got how you call them? You got the Candace Owens, you got the Jesse Lee Petersons, you got the Andrew Tates, all that there. But all of them are siding with the Edomites, that haters, man. On a so-called right-wing tip, I want to call them the KKK type, but a lot of people don't even know who the KKK is anymore. You know what I'm saying? They don't hear that name anymore, so they don't really know about it, especially the new generation. And speaking of that, we also should be teaching our children war. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what the Most High is teaching us. And he's waking us up right now with that war type mentality. So I'm going to read this. And then I'm going to go up in the Maccabees. And then I'm going to get back to the book of Judges. Right? Now it says here, Judges chapter 20. Sorry. Judges chapter 2 verse 20. Right? Because it says, Judges 2 and 20. And the anger of the Most High was hot against Jacob, Israel. And he said, because that these people have transgressed my covenant, which I commanded their fathers, and have not hearkened unto my voice, and the voice of the Lord are his prophets. You can find that in the book of Daniel, chapter 9, verse 10. Right? Now I'm going to go on. Judges chapter 2, verse 21. I also will not henceforth drive out any from before them of the nations which Joshua left when he died, that through them that I may prove Israel, whether they will keep the way of the Lord to walk therein, as their fathers did keep it or not. So what did the Most High do? He basically tested us, man. He tested us in the midst of the heathen, right, to see if we would follow after their customs and ways and stuff like that, or if we would follow after the ways of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, which was laid down before us by Moses, right? So it says here, verse 22, that through them that I may prove Israel, whether they will keep the way of the Lord to walk therein as their fathers did keep it or not. Therefore the Most High, the Lord, left those nations without driving them out hastily, neither delivered he them into the hand of Joshua. Why? Because he wanted to test the nation of Jacob, and that's what we're going through right now. So let me read a little bit in Joshua chapter 3 now. Joshua chapter 3 verse 1. Now these are the nations which Yahweh left to prove Israel by them, even as many of Israel as had not known all the wars of Canaan, only that the generation of the children of Israel might know to teach them war. Right? At the least such as before knew nothing thereof. And we are in that time right now, because the time of war is upon us, whether you believe it or not. You know what I'm saying? Because they're going to drag you up in it, too. They always drag the people up in the war. Do you think the people of Ukraine nowadays want to have that war? Yeah, I don't think so. It's the elites want to have that war because they got that money. They're finna get paid. Every day is like a ka-ching for them. But the rest of the people of that land over there, they're suffering. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to give you an example of a fact. Now, this is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 3, verse 1. Now, it says here, right? Now, check this out. It says here, to everything there's a season and a time to every purpose under heaven. So there's a season to everything on the planet Earth going on. A time to be born and a time to die. A time to plant and a time to pluck up that which is planted. So now you know what I find beautiful about Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 1 until verse 8? I got so many combinations in my head, it's ridiculous, man. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, Lord willing, of course. With all thy wisdom, get the understanding, right? So I'm going to read it again. But this time I'm gonna break it down like through the Spirit. Now it says here, verse 2, a time to be born and a time to die. We already died mentally. In the book of Ezekiel chapter 37, it shows you that we are the valley of the shadow, the valley of death, basically, the bones, and the dry bones, the valley of the dry bones, which all of them are dead. But now, basically, we've been born again. So how you be born again? You give that water onto them in the power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, to the Lord Yahushai. So you give So you give that power onto them. How? By this word, and this word is water. So you water the bones, the dry bones, in the valley of the dry bones. Ezekiel chapter 37, and then therewith You basically bring life to them. So read it again: a time to be born and a time to die, a time to plant and a time to pluck up that which is planted. That's in the physical form too, because you can't really plant stuff in the wintertime in the ground and stuff like that. That's not really when you plant stuff. You know what I'm saying? You plant stuff in the spring and all that type of stuff. You can even plant certain vegetables needed to be planted in the autumn and stuff like that, and then you harvest them in the winter. I forgot which one, but you can Google it. You know what I'm saying? It's going to explain to you certain things you can't you can't plant them in the summertime because they're going to die out. They need a lot of water and a little bit of you could say moist cold air or something like that. But anyway, so that's that part. And the time to plant and the time to pluck up that which is planted. The plucking up of that which is planted is the harvest time. That's when the angels are going to come and going to sift the house of Jacob. You're going to have heathens in the midst of the Jacob descendants, but they're going to be sifted out, according to the book of Zechariah chapter 14 and the last verse. Also Matthew chapter 13, verse 36 on down. Most High says that He's going to sift the house of Israel from among the heathen and stuff like that. So we're going to do that. That's going. Well, the angels are going to do that. And then you're going to have Ezekiel 9 and 4, which are the Israelites in human form with that angelic power, with that spiritual power. They're going to be getting people too. Spare not, cry aloud, basically. So spare not the man, woman, child, and all that there. Because when the angels come, they're not going to be looking at that. They're going to be looking at chopping people up, man. Why? Because they're not following after the ways of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Until this day, our people are celebrating what? Flying reindeers, man. Everybody know that ain't real. But I keep on bringing it up just to put it in your head so that you remember that, hey, that's what they're doing. That's what's up. You know what I'm saying? Because if you tell the Jacob descendants, like, hey, the Lord is a dark-skinned man. Oh, color doesn't matter. I'm talking about niggas darker than us. Me. No, color doesn't matter. But when you bring up, like, oh, okay, but you celebrate the flying reindeers and stuff like that, like bunnies and lay eggs. Oh, no, that's just yeah, that's just how you call that thing. That's, it's the thought that counts and stuff. Like, what do you that shows you that the Jacob descendants, the Most High said, like, are you a homeborn slave? Are you a servant? Why is he spoiled? The Jacob descendants are spoiled, man. All people don't know what the hell to celebrate. But it be the truth. Actually, they do know. They want to celebrate that lie instead of the truth. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, when you tell them that the Lord is a dark-skinned man with woolly hair, they don't want to hear that. But when you tell them about the flying reindeers thing, all of a sudden they want to all lovey-dovey and stuff like that, bring presents toward each other. just laughing at that, like, wow, okay, cool. But the Lord did say that they would live in darkness anyway, while they're in the light, so it doesn't matter, man. If you tell them and they don't listen, Ezekiel chapter 2 tells you basically, like, hey, you already told them, you ain't gotta chase them. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gotta chase them, just tell them anyway. Ecclesiastes 3 and 2, the rest of it. And a time to pluck up that which is planted, right? Because now, what are we doing? We're planting seeds in the minds of the Jacob descendants, the so-called Negros, Latinos, and Indianos, and everybody that comes from those men bloodline through their mothers and stuff like that. I mean, like, if your mother is a heathen and your father is a Jacob descendant, and you it too, tag, you're it. You know what I'm saying? So going on. Verse 3, a time to kill and a time to heal, a time to break down and a time to build up. Right, we was up in the time of killing. We went up in the time of killing right now. Now we're in the time of healing. Isaiah chapter 1 shows you that the Most High is healing the nation of Jacob right now. And who is he healing? First and foremost, the 144,000 and the 1/3. And the rest ain't going to be healed, because those are the people that you should shade, like that Yahushua said, and give not thy pearls unto swine and dogs. So you ain't supposed to be giving them the truth anyway. You know what I'm saying? They're not supposed to be healed, and they won't. Matthew 13 explains that to you, that their eyes are fattened up. You know what I'm saying? Isaiah 6 and 9 says their eyes are fattened up. Basically, they can't perceive, but they can see you. But they can't perceive, they can't think. Like I just gave you the example of, if you tell them that the Lord Yahushua is a dark-skinned man, they're going to buck up against it. But when you tell them, like, hey, man, you know what I'm saying, celebrate that Christmas thing, then they're going to find all kind of excuses for you to be knowing why they're accepting it and stuff like that, and why it's just a normal thing and it shouldn't be a big deal and all that type of stuff, right? Anyway, so let me read it again. Though it says there, Ecclesiastes 3 and 3, a time to kill and a time to heal, a time to break down and a time to build up. We're in the time of healing right now, you know what I'm saying? We're in the time of healing right now. We was in the time of being killed. But once that physical time, when that spiritual power time comes, then it's going to be time to kill in the physical form. But for now, what we're doing is basically healing the nation of Jacob by listening. Because the Most High said in the book of Hosea, let me get that real quick. Hosea chapter 1. Hosea 1 and let me see something. Where was it? Right, Hosea 1 and 7, right? Because it says here, but I will have mercy upon the house of Judah, and will save them by the Lord their power, Yahweh, and will not save them by bow, nor by sword, nor by battle, by horses, nor by horsemen. How is the Most High going to save us? Through His word, man. That's first and foremost how you get healed, how you finna get that water, how you finna actually stop being a dead, dry bone, you know what I'm saying, in the valley, and start waking up into this truth. And if you check out the history of the so-called woke movement, that they have right now, that's an imposter shit. Back in the days, it was actually made for the Jake, by the Jakes that was fighting against the system and stuff like that. So they hijacked it, and all of a sudden they turned it into a bunch of skittle people and stuff like that. That's what they did, and that's what they continue doing until this day, which is take our stuff and then twist it, just like rock and roll. It wasn't no Satan shit. Later on, it turned into some hill Satan music, but in the beginning, it was from the so-called Negroes, man. You know what I'm saying? Chuck Berry, Muddy Waters, and all that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? And then later on, they started to associate that with Satanism, because rap in the beginning was no goddamn sick murder music that they do right now. Rap in the beginning was actually a movement of our people just trying to basically educate ourselves and stuff like that, and tell our other people in the other states and other places what's going on around here and all these type of things and stuff like that. But nowadays, since the Edomites came up in this, what did they do? They started paying them drill rappers more, and all of a sudden, all you hear is murder music, because they came in that shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's not even real anymore. It's a caucus constructed, controlled environment, right? But anyway, so the Most High is not going to save it with sword and stuff like that. We don't have to pick up arms and fight, because the Most High is going to do that for us. You know what I'm saying? All we need to do is pick up these scriptures, start reading, spreading the word, speaking only to the lost sheep of the house of Jacob, and the heathen nations. They're going to hear about it, but that don't matter, because they also gonna hear their judgment and stuff like that, which is it's not that good for them. But anyway, hey, good news is not for everybody good news, right? I mean, like a millionaire, when I say the word millionaire, not everybody is personally addressed and they feel themselves addressed. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking to the millionaires, you know what I'm saying? And there's a small portion of those people up on the planet Earth. So when something happens and I refer to them, everybody knows, like, oh yeah, they got that wealth, they got them fat ass houses and stuff like that, you know, for example. So when I'm talking about the Israelites, you should have that in mind. That's just like me talking to millionaires. I'm talking to you. I ain't talking to you. You're not in this equation. Do you have a mansion? If you read the book of 2nd Ezra chapter 7, that mansion is only for the Israelites that go to the that overcome it. Yeah, Revelation chapter 7, chapter 2. But right. Let me say something. And the one that I was referring to was 2nd Ezra chapter 7. You know what I'm saying? Where it says that. Then let me get that real quick. 2nd Ezra chapter 7, verse. Now 2nd Ezra 7, verse. 2nd Ezra 7 and which one was it again? Right, check this out. 2nd Ezra 7 and I started at 3. And I said, speak on my power, Yahweh, because Ezra was talking to the angel, talking to the Heavenly Father through the angel, right? Speak on my power. Then said he unto me, the sea is set in a wide place, that it might be deep and great. But the entrance were narrow and like a river. Let me read it again. But put the case. So basically, imagine this, right? Put this case forward. The entrance were narrow and like a river. Who then could go in the sea to look upon it and to rule it? If he went not through the narrow, how could he come into the broad? Now it says here, there is also another thing. This is what I actually was supposed to be beginning, but it's all good. Verse 6, 2nd Ezra chapter 7, verse 6. Now it says here, there's also another thing. A city is built and set upon a broad field and is full of all good things, right? Now, this is an analogy for the kingdom and stuff like that, right? Now, it says here, verse 7. The entrance thereof is narrow and is set in a dangerous place to fall, like as if there were a fire on on right hand and on the left a deep water. So basically, once that kingdom, basically the kingdom is on the other side, right? And that kingdom is what we're supposed to be getting, but it's very dangerous in order for us to get that. That's why it explains in the book of Revelation chapter 2 that he that overcometh, to him shall I give power over the nations, you know what I'm saying? And he shall rule them with a rod of iron. Now verse 8, and only one path between them both, even between the fire and the water, so small that there could but one man go there at once. That's why ain't a lot of people gonna be saved, man. You can't hold your hands with your let me see, your heathen buddies or something like that, and you think you finna come up in the kingdom, man. It's not gonna work like that, man. You know what I'm saying? Your friend is gonna catch fire, and you gonna catch water, and then somebody else is gonna go in the middle and walk that narrow path, which is gonna be hard at that day. You know what I'm saying? So, verse 9. It says here, if this city now be given unto a man for an inheritance, if he never shall pass the danger set before it, how shall he receive this inheritance? Right. So it's a city over there, but you have inherited by, let's say your family member and stuff. In this case, it's actually the Most High, and because the Lord Yahushua said that concerning the talents and stuff like that. If you got like 2 talents, then you rule over 2 cities. If you got 5 talents, you rule over 5 cities. If you got 10 talents, then you rule over 10 cities. Just an example, an allegory of the truth, right? But anyway, so now the Most High says, okay, on the other side is a city over there, and I'm going to give you the rulership over it. Revelation chapter 2, verse 26 on down. He says, like, I'm going to give you the rulership over it, but you got to go through these treacherous streets and treacherous roads and all that type of stuff. Forests, wildernesses, and deserts and all that type of crazy stuff. Filled with monstrous animals and stuff like that, right? So now you'd be like, damn, how can I get through that, right? Now you got the word, Yahweh Shem Yahushua, which is the shield, the buckler, the armor of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, and you walk around with that. And then you have your shield to be blocking them venomous words that Esau be spitting, according to the book of Psalms chapter 46, where it says that he spits even fiery darts at the elect, at the hidden ones of the Lord, right? So let me go on. Now it says in 2 Ezra 7 and 10, and I said, it is so, Lord. Then said he unto me, even so is Israel's portion, because for their sake I made the world, and when Adam transgressed my statutes, then was decreed that is now done. That's why we in this messed up situation that we are in right now. If you read Isaiah chapter 24, it's going to explain to you the earth is defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have broken the everlasting covenant. And the everlasting covenant was given unto who? Jacob, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and the 12, on only them. So that shows you that who actually messed up the world is Jacob. Let me get there real quick. I'm gonna read this again, then I'm gonna go to the Isaiah 24. Now it says here, 2 Ezra chapter 7, verse 11. Because for their sakes I made the world, and when Adam transgressed my statutes, then was decreed that is now done. Right? Then that law came from there. That law came to pass to where what is happening right now, which is the earth is upside down. Everything is upside down. You got children ruling over parents. You got females ruling over men. All that type of crazy stuff is happening right now, Why? Because the earth is upside down. Isaiah 29 says so. The Most High says through Isaiah 29 that it is so. What am I looking for? What's it again? Isaiah 24 and the earth is under the inhabitants. Okay. Isaiah 24 and 5. Now it says here, the earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinance, and broken the everlasting covenant. Therefore had the curse devoured the earth, and they that dwell therein are desolate. Therefore the inhabitants of the earth are burned, and few men left. So why is the earth messed up? We broke the everlasting covenant, right? It's the Jacob descendants. For our sakes the world is made. But anyway, now going back to the book of Ecclesiastes chapter 3. Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 3. A time to kill and a time to heal, a time to break down and a time to build up. So the time of killing That's in the future. And we already been through that. So history repeats itself, as you already should know. According to the same chapter, Ecclesiastes 3 and 15, it says, that which has been is now, and that which is to be had already been. And the Most High requireth that which is past. So let me read it again. Right? Ecclesiastes 3 and 15. That which has been is now, and that which is to be had already been. And the Most High requireth that which is past. So the things that you've done in your past is going to be required of you, especially the Edomites, especially Esau, especially Moab, especially so the Japanese, the Caucasus, and the Chinese, and then even the Hamites, man, the Ethiopians. Saw a few Ethiopians over there, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, all the nations, the Most High said, I require a past, man, for what you have done unto the nation of Jacob, even amongst each other, you know? Because the Most High sometimes raises up one king of a heathen to go and fight another king of the heathen nations, you know what I'm saying? For example, Pharaoh Necho, he was sent to go destroy, what was it again? Assyria. He was sent to go fight against one of the kings of Assyria because he was wicked. So the Most High raised up Pharaoh Necho in order for him to go fight that fight. So First Ezra chapter 1 talks about that. But it doesn't say Assyria there. It says it in the Chronicle that it was the king of Assyria because he was by the Euphrates River. And where is the Euphrates River? In Mesopotamia, which is where Shinar, Assyria is. And Aram also Syria. But anyway. So let me read that again now. Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 3. I'm going to read it again. A time to kill and a time to heal. We're in the time of healing right now because we're healing each other with these words. A time to break down and a time to build up. We are breaking down the strongholds of Esau and stuff like that because the Most High already broke us down. You know, the time that we was broke down, you know what I'm saying, the so-called Negros, Latinos, and Indianos, the 12 tribes of the nation of Jacob, we are the ones that were broken down. And the Most High said, and a time to build up. And he's building up right now. He's building us up right now. And you can find that in the book of Acts chapter 6. I'm looking for it, by the way. Acts chapter 6, verse 1. It says here, and in those days when the number of the... No. Hosea chapter 6, verse 1. I was really looking like that. I don't think that's it. But anyway, Hosea 6 and 1. Come, and let us return unto the Lord, for he hath torn, and he will heal us. Let me read that again. It says here, come and let us return unto the Lord, for he had torn and he will heal us. He had smitten and he will bind us up. Yo, we was in the time of being broken down. Until this day, we're being broken down. Bit by bit, the Most High is building us up, waking us up, throwing that little bit of water and stuff like that. You know, sprinkling a little bit upon the Jacob descendants from here to there and there to here and stuff like that, bit by bit, post by post. Now, Hosea chapter 6, verse 2, now it says, after 2 days will he revive us. In the third day he will raise us up, and we shall live in his sight. Right. We in the end of the second day right now. We about to go up in the third day. That's why you see the Jacob descendants is already rising right about now. You know what I'm saying? In the book of Psalms chapter 50, it says that we are rising up with great boldness in the face of such as have afflicted them. That's in the book of Wisdom of Solomon chapter 5, verse 1, right? It says here, Psalms chapter 50, verse 21. These things thou hast done, and I kept silence. Thou thoughtest that I was such as one. It says here, thou thoughtest that I was altogether such as one as thyself, but I will reprove thee and set them in order before thine eyes. So let me read that again. Psalms chapter 50, verse 21. These things thou hast done, all the wickedness Esau has done, and nothing happened to him. He's walking around here, got a Jacob female on the side like a little bad wench. Oh, they did type of crazy stuff, but we ain't tripping. Once that time comes, I hope you got some babies, man. Hope you got some babies. These things thou hast done, and I kept silence. Thou thoughtest that I was altogether such as one as thyself. So they really think like the Lord is down with them after all the wickedness they've been doing and never got punished for it, right? But I will reprove thee and set them in order before thine eyes. We're going to be set in order. Like the Lord said in the book of Hosea chapter 6, verse 1. He said, well, 6, 1 and 2. Let me read that one again. Now it says here, Isaiah 6 and 1, 2. After 2 days will he revive us. In the third day he will raise us up, and we shall live in his sight. So he's raising us up right now. We're not fully standing, that great exceeding army that is mentioned in the book of Ezekiel chapter 34. We're not standing like that yet. You know what I'm saying? Because the slave descendants don't have a standing army. They don't. The Native Americans don't. You know what I'm saying? We're the only nation up on the planet Earth that don't have a standing army or a seat in the UN, which we're not supposed to be having anyway, because we're not supposed to be mingling with them in the first place, because the Most High said, make no covenant with the heathen. A lot of our people actually do want to make covenants with them, and that's why they fuck you over. For example, look at the music industry. All our people that have the rights, we're supposed to actually have billions upon billions, but they are the ones that got the billions upon billions, and you just get a few fucking $100,000, you get a few millions and stuff like that. Now you think you're cute. You know what I'm saying? You buy fancy little stupid jewelry and all that dumb shit. You know what I'm saying? And then you go walk around and flash and flex in your own people's faces and stuff like that, instead of basically building gated communities just like how they do. Why? You know why they got gated communities? To keep you niggas out. That's why they got them fucking gated communities, man. They ain't got gated communities to make you come up in their motherfucking spot. They ain't down with that. They're trying to keep you up. You know what I'm saying? So why ain't you building gated communities? But then again, we shouldn't be building anything in their stolen land anyway. You should let that sink in. I mean, you basically building on a sinking ship. Why would you do that to yourself? Their ship is sinking, and they're showing you that it's sinking. You know what I'm saying? Do you know how many of them are on a food, how you call it, a ration nowadays and stuff like that? 'Cause they can't afford themselves. I'm gonna say it again. Back in the days here in the Netherlands, I was talking to some old, not old female, Edomite females, 30 and stuff like that. 30, well for them it's old, but anyway, some 30-year-old chicks, you know that, and they used to tell me how their grandparents got like 16 kids, 11, 12, and they could still actually take care of themselves, just like us back in Suriname and stuff like that. We had like 16 kids and stuff like that, and we still could feed all the children. But nowadays, they can't even feed 3. They can't even feed 3 or 2 children. Meanwhile, we had 16. We had 15 children and 14 and 11 and 12 and all that type of stuff, and we could still feed them all because the economy is made more fucked up. Because think about it, people have now more money than they had back then. How come they can't feed their families now in this generation, 2024 AD, compared to in the 90s and stuff like that, and in South America and all that we used to be? Like I said, man, check that out, and you're gonna find out about the truth, you know, about history and stuff like that. So that shows you that they on purposely making it hard for you to actually make more children, because they don't want that. They want to push their so-called systematic culture upon you. Meanwhile, no, that's not for us. We're supposed to have multiple children, man, not just 1 or 2. If you get 2 children, you just replace yourself, because you got 2. You're 2, right? You and your wife, right? If you have 2 children, what did you just do? Congratulations, you replaced yourself, right? But if you have 3, at least you had at least 1 more add on to the planet Earth, because you're gonna die, your wife is gonna die, so now you leave 3 behind. That's at least 1 extra, right? Because if you die and you have your wife and your husband, you and your wife, you both die and you have like 1 child or 2, you did nothing on the planet Earth. You left no mark and nothing. You're supposed to have at least the minimum of 3 children. That's the minimum. But anyway, that's a whole nother story. Let me focus on this one right here. Yeah, the Most High is going to heal us, and He's healing us right now. So let me go back to the book of Ecclesiastes chapter 3, right? Because it says here, a time to kill, and verse 3, and a time to heal, a time to break down, and a time to build up. We're in the time of breaking down scriptures right now, breaking down strongholds, healing, because the Most High is the one that's actually healing us, you know what I'm saying? Waking us up toward the fact. Think about it. Maybe like, well, you still have our people until this day. They sleeping, they're not built up, you know what I'm saying? For example, I'm going to use it again. As often I say this, but the majority of our people still celebrate flying reindeers and bunnies that lay eggs. Think about it. But if you talk to them about the Lord is a dark-skinned man and all that, and that don't matter and stuff like that. Bible been tampered with. What? Or you coming up with some other doctrines? I mean, like, yo, what is the flying reindeer doctrine then? What's that all about? Oh no, this is just for it's just a figure of speech and all that type of stuff. It's the thought that counts. You're supposed to be with family and all that type of nonsense. It's not true, man. They're faking the fun. It's something not real, and the Lord said, "Thou shalt not lie," right? They're lying in your face, and you agreeing with it. So the Most High is going to tap you too and dunk your head on the water, and you think you about to get baptized by the Lord. You about to get set on fire, man, because that water is on the left or right, and that fire is on the right or left. Don't matter. You're finna get dunked. You know what I'm saying? Then you can call yourself being baptized. But anyway, so the Lord did say, "I come to baptize," right? With fire. Now it says here, how should I say that? It says here Ecclesiastes chapter 3 verse 4, a time to weep and a time to laugh, a time to mourn and a time to dance. So we was in that time of weeping right now. We're weeping right now, right? And we're going to laugh after a while. Why? Because the Most High is actually going to actually give the blessings upon the Jacob descendants. Psalms 126, that whole chapter. Let me read that. Psalms 126 and 1. Psalms 126 and 1. When Yahweh turned again the captivity of Zion, we were like them that dream. You're going to be happy in those days, man. Because then we don't have to buy their water anymore, their food, which is, if you look at the ingredients, you just get sick looking at it. You need a lawyer just to read the back of the label. But now we got little computers in our hands and stuff like that. So you know what you can do? Every time you actually pick up something in the store, read it. See what it actually says. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, back in the day, you needed a lawyer or something to read the ingredients. Nowadays, you can just Google that stuff, man. And then you see like, damn, that shit, what? That's what it, oh, shit, oh. That's why I got this disease. That's why I got these type of diseases and all that type of crazy stuff, right? So just check them out, you know what I'm saying? We trying to eat the best of the worst because they're giving you feces and filth to eat, but you pick out the best of the worst, you know what I'm saying? All their food is not, hey, what's up, man? What's up? All their food is not actually good. That's why they're trying to take down farmers that don't use pesticide, because they're talking about, oh no, that's not hygienic or some nonsense. You need the pesticide to make it clean. What? why don't you eat that pesticide then? Oh no, it's dangerous for you. But when you put it on food, oh no, it's clean. Huh? That's that snake ass tongue. So they're lying to you, definitely. But the Most High is gonna take that away. So we're gonna have our own stores, own food, own clothing, own schools, own police, own housing system. But we're not going to be doing it here. We're going to do it in the land of Jacob, you know what I'm saying, where we belong. Because we're not supposed to even be here, man. We're not supposed to be in America. We're not supposed to be in Australia. We're supposed to be in the land of Jacob, which was called the land of Canaan, you know what I'm saying? So in Psalms 126 and 2, then was our mouth filled with laughter and our tongue with singing. Then they said among the heathen, Then said they among the heathen, the Lord had done great things for them. They're gonna talk about us like, man, they do great things for these Jacob descendants, man. Look at them, they got their own stuff and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? They finished everything back in order, because the Most High said the earth is upside down, Isaiah chapter 29, and I think it was 16, but the Most High is gonna set it right back up again, man. No. Now it says here, Psalms 126 and 3, Yahweh had done great things for us, whereof we are glad. Turn again our captivity, O Lord, as the streams in the south. They that sow in tears shall reap in joy. So let me read that part again, because that's what I actually wanted. They that sow in tears shall reap in joy. We're sowing in tears right now, man, because the wise man is angry. I'm not saying I'm wise, but I know a few things, and I'm thinking about myself like, damn, I'm angry, man. I'm fucking angry every day, man. But just like the Hulk, man, keep it cool, calm, trying to be collective. Anyway, cool, calm, and collected, right? So it's all good. It's like the Hulk. I'm always angry, but you ain't gonna see it, not all the time. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, it's not good if you react. So let's say you have trouble at your job, just for an example, and then you go home and then go act out your anger on your wife and kids. You a demon for that. You can't do that. You shouldn't do that. You know what I'm saying? So basically, leave them out of this, because they have nothing to do with that. So me personally, I'm angry at the world, but I'm looking at certain people. They ain't tripping on me, man. So I ain't tripping on them, but I'm angry, you know. But you shouldn't be reacting your anger upon somebody that had nothing to do with it, even though they got something to do with it because of their ancestry being Esau and stuff like that, and all the heathen nations being who they are and all that type of stuff. But hey, if it be possible, live in peace with all men, right? But anyway, going on. Now it says here, verse 6, Psalms 126 and 6, He that goeth forth and weepeth, bearing precious seed. We're planting right now, you know what I'm saying? Planting, right? Shall doubtless come again rejoicing, bringing his sheaves with him. And those sheaves are actually that food that you actually have after you done planted the wheat. So you grab it up and all that there. Now you got food. And you know what that represents? That represents life. Once you got them sheaves and stuff like that, that represents life. Because if there ain't no rain, guess what? That represents death. Because now how you gonna plant stuff? How you gonna grow stuff? You ain't gonna grow nothing. You got Esau nowadays, he got them fabricated food. You can grow it in a laboratory and with light. Hey, what's up, man? What's up? Thanks. That's what You got fabricated food. You can grow it with lights, artificial lights, and all that type of stuff. They got like, man, they got like some crazy Frankenstein food, man. That's what they're preparing for the people upon the planet Earth. That's what they're preparing for the people upon the planet Earth. So basically, you're not getting sick; you're being poisoned. Keep on eating that junk food that you're gonna see. They call it fast food nowadays, right? It's junk food. That's the original word. But if you say junk food often, you're gonna start realizing like, hey, wait a minute, it's junk. Yeah, that's when you're gonna start to catch up and be like, oh man, they're tricking me. Yep, they got them fancy words that'll trick you, because that's what they do. But the average Edomite doesn't even understand that. It's their elites that's setting it up. Because they got the power of shipment, transportation. They got the power of all that there. And the common people just go to the supermarket and buy food. And then the elites make sure that the farmers they can't really feed you healthy food. They want to, but they get fined so hard that they turn poor. A farmer is rich if you didn't know that. I mean, like if I had like one garden, not even like acres and stuff like that, like a small garden, maybe like what, I don't know, man, 50 meters or something. I'm just giving you an example. Off of that 50 meter, I'm gonna split it in a few, and then I'm gonna grow different type of foods. And before you know it, I'm gonna be some money motherfucker. I'm gonna be up on that money tip because I'm gonna make y'all gonna buy my food. Very simple, and people will buy because they need it. Like you don't need a Gucci, you need food, water. You know what I'm saying? You don't need a pizza. You need certain ingredients to make that pizza. So I got that thing for you, and then you gonna go off of that. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, let me go on. Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse. A time to weep and a time to laugh. We all laugh, but not now. Cry now, laugh later, right? A time to weep, a time to laugh, a time to mourn, and a time to dance. We're actually mourning unto you right now. That's in the book of Matthew somewhere, I forgot. But basically we have piped unto you, and you have not mourned. And pipe means playing the flute and all that type of stuff. So we're actually speaking the truth unto you, and you're not even worried like that. But just to basically counter that, it does say in the book of Second Maccabees that when you hear these words, don't worry about it too much, man. Don't trip. You know what I'm saying? Because the Most High is doing his thing. I think it's Second Maccabees chapter 6, verse 12. Now it says here, now beseech those that read this book, that they be not discouraged with these calamities, but that they judge those punishments not to be for the destruction, but for chastening of our nation. For it is a token of his great goodness, when wicked doers are not suffered any long time, but forthwith punished. So basically, the Most High is punishing us quick, but he's letting the heathen nations do their thing for over 400 years, just like the Amorites. It was mentioned in the book of Genesis 15 that after 400 years, the Most High is going to judge the Amorites, starting with Og and Sihon, and he did that. So my point is, they've been running them up for 400 years. The Jacob descendants are not going to be running them up for that long. Hey man, Most High take like 70 years, 80 years off, and see that we're doing good. And then, we're doing good. As soon as we start sinning, he's going to send a nation against us. Like, go get him. You know what I'm saying? In the book of Judges chapter 3, it mentions that often. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm going to get that later. But anyway, so back to Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse... I don't know, man. Somebody just walked by with cigarettes and my heart started pounding. That cigarette is some deadly shit, man. Look at that. God damn. Anyway, so Ecclesiastes chapter, oh man, another parade, man, and all that shit is gonna be too loud, man. Anyway, I'm not gonna stop now, but anyway, god damn it. I know they're gonna be loud here. I can't talk over it, man. I might cut that video off, and then I'm gonna make them pass by, man, and I'm return with the word if they come here with that loud stuff. But anyway, so it says here. Ecclesiastes chapter 3 verse 4, a time to weep and a time to laugh, a time to mourn and a time to dance. Yeah, we up in that dancing season also at the same time. We mourning unto you, playing that beautiful tune, because the Most High said in the book of Revelation chapter 14 that the elect are going to know a song, and that song coming up with palms in their hands, dance and stuff like that. So the Most High is going to bring it like that. He's going to bring that music, that beautiful music, And then the Jacob descendants are gonna dance to it, man, in the midst of all this turmoil. Because we happy at that scene right now. At the scene right now, we're actually happy. In the midst of all our mourning and stuff like that, we're actually happy because the Most High is opening the minds of the Jacob descendants. Like, hey, this is who you are. This is what's gonna happen in the future. This is gonna happen to them. This is gonna happen to us. You know, that type of stuff. So you're laughing and be happy. You know what I'm saying? Rejoice, for thy salvation is nearer than when thou thought. Right? Ecclesiastes 3 and 5. Now it says here, a time to cast away stones and a time to gather stones together. Yeah, we casting away stones, which is going to stumble you, man. And we gathering stones together, basically. How can I say it? Basically, we're gathering the nation of Jacob, you know what I'm saying? Because these stones are also heathen nations. So we're gathering them in the midst of us too. I mean, the Israelite foreigners that look like heathen nations. But anyway, let me go on. What says here? A time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing. Right, we embrace the Jacob descendants, but we refrain from embracing everybody else. That's why the elder apostles on down put that word out that ain't no new Great Millstone affiliates like joiners come up in this group, man, because it's gonna be shut down and shut up. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, so Ecclesiastes, I don't think I have to stop it. It's not that long, and they're not that loud anyway. I thought they was gonna play some music. I don't even know what the hell they did. They're protesting all the time. I don't know. So it says here, Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse, let me see, 6. A time to get and a time to lose. A time to keep and a time to cast away. So we in that time of getting this truth. And we've been in the time of losing this truth. That's why I say, like, you can, man, it's many combinations. You can actually grab these scriptures and break down so many combinations and stuff like that, man. I can go on and on just off of one sentence, so I'm not going to do that because I already been doing that, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, verse 7, a time to rent and a time to sow. A time to keep silence and a time to speak. Sometimes you be quiet, but when it comes to breaking down these scriptures, you need to speak. You can't hold it in for yourself. Man, one time I missed camp. I felt so fucked up, man. I had to go the other day. I had to go on a Sunday to go out there and just talk to the wind. I don't care. And that day was a day that it was raining, so I had to go to the other street over there behind here, because you ain't got no stuff here to actually be up under, you know. So I wonder how I'm gonna do or where I'm gonna stand in the time of autumn. Man, I gotta find me another place. Actually, I should be walking around trying to figure out a place to stand in the autumn season, because I know it's gonna be raining like every day or something like that, almost every day. Anyway, so it says Ecclesiastes chapter 3 verse 8, a time to love and a time to hate, a time to war and a time of peace. So the Most High has everything in balance. You have a time to love and a time to hate, a time of war and a time of peace. We in the time of love right now, love for the Jacob descendants, and we in the time of war, the war of the world, man. The Jacob descendants against the whole entire world. And a time to war and a time of peace. We're warring against not flesh and blood right now. We're warring against them spiritual demons in them high places, principalities and stuff like that. That's trying to actually teach you you're an African or you're this or you're that, instead of teaching us that we're the Jacob descendants. But then again, why should you let your enemy teach you? We're supposed to teach ourselves. We're supposed to teach each other that we're the Hebrew Israelites. You know, because today I read a comment on a video, and a Jake female said, like, yeah, I love it when the Edomite tells the truth. I had to say something, man. I'm like, yo, I'm pissed off, man. Because I'm thinking to myself, like, so, yeah, you love... It shows you that you Jacob descendants ain't shit, man. You always need a heathen nation to actually tell you how you should be feeling, you dumbass. Or telling you the truth. Or telling you something that you want to hear, that the Jacob descendants, the men of Jacob, have been telling you for decades now, starting with the elder apostles on down at the Great Millstone in America. They've been telling you. And what do you do when you walk by their camp, fan in your hand? You're racist. But when the Edomite says the same thing, yeah, that's right, preach. That's right. Call him Esau. Call him Yashala and Esau. You know, he's our brother, you know. Man, you're lying to yourself, man. Lying to yourself. Anyway, Ecclesiastes 3:8, a time of love and a time of hate. We're in the time of hate right now, man. Not like paranoidly, but hey, you need to know your history, man. In order for you to get that anger, man, you'd be like goddamn fucking devils. You know what I'm saying? A time of war. We ain't in the time of war right now, but we are. Like physical war, you ain't here. Spiritual warfare, we've been through that, man. We not been through that like it's done, past, behind us. No. We've been doing that the whole time. Since you was back in the world, celebrating flying reindeers, asking your parents for a Christmas present and stuff like that, knowing that it doesn't exist. It's fake. There's nobody on the North Pole. You're lying to yourself. Thou shalt not lie, right? What's up? You're lying to yourself, right? Bunnies that lay eggs, right? There's nobody there, right? You know, you're back in the cartoons, back in the days, you know, they used to knock on your head. Is anybody there? And you hear the echo. That was a. Then you hear the echo. Oh, anybody there? There. Because it's empty and your head is empty. That's why. Let me see. Oh yeah. Back to the book of, where was I again? Judges. No. What was that? What was I again? Nope. Ecclesiastes. What was I again? I think I was the Judges or something. Isaiah 24. Anyway, I'm gonna just go back to Judges. I think I was there, yeah. Okay, Judges chapter 3, verse, let me see. 1 again. Now these are the nations which the Most High left to prove Israel by them, even as many of Israel as had not known all the wars of Canaan. So that's why we're teaching each other war right now. 2 Samuel chapter 2. Chapter 1. I'm not paying attention, sorry. I'm being distracted. 2 Samuel chapter 1, verse 18, where it says, this is what we're supposed to be doing spiritually. You're supposed to be teaching the Jacob descendants the battle of war, right? Mentally, like I said, we are in a spiritual warfare right about now, so you need to be armed to the soul, right? As it says here, 2 Samuel chapter 1, verse 18. Also, he bade, meaning he begged them basically, right? He told them like, hey. Also, he bade them teach the children of Judah to use of the use of the bow. Behold, it is written in the book of Jasher. So let me read it again. 2 Samuel chapter 1, verse 18. Also, he bade them teach the children of Judah the use of the bow. Behold, it is written in the book of Jasher. So what's the point of me reading that? The point of me reading that is to tell you that you're supposed to teach your children warfare. You're supposed to train them. You're supposed to train them how to fight, train them how to be skillful, train them how to do certain things, how to survive and all that type of stuff. Because if they ain't got their father, they're going to turn into a bunch of little girls. You know, they're going to turn into sissies. They're going to turn into a bunch of emotional strong men. And that's a very dangerous thing because he's emotional. Every man has emotions, but not every man is emotional. So if you raise the kids without the father in the house, they're going to be a bunch of sissies, but they're going to be strong. And they're going to try to beat up their mother. They're going to try to beat up their sister and stuff like that. They're going to try to beat up, everybody and everybody. You know what I'm saying? I seen dudes, not here, but I seen dudes beat up their girlfriend's father. You can't do that, man. You can't do that, man. If the man doesn't want you with his daughter, why you want to fight him? Why you want to be in that family in the first place? Because the whole family is going to shun you and your children, which is a part of them. Now he's missing out on that other side of the family, which he can learn things from. Also have backup and stuff like that. They say it takes a village to raise a child, right? So you need two families. Let that sink in. But you're stupid. You're thinking with your cockpit helmet on, and then therefore you're being emotional like a sissy. But if you was taught by your father, like, hey, listen, man, don't go in no family that don't want you there. You should know better. You're like, hey, man, you go to the father, you know what I'm saying? You think it's traditional and stuff like that. It's old-fashioned. It's supposed to be like that. You go to the father and talk to him and stuff like that, and to see if the father even wants you with his daughter. How about that? Because you ain't coming to my house talking about you holding my, if I had a daughter like that on it, you holding my daughter like this. How you doing, sir? Hey, my name is boop, 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 boop. You gonna get fucked up, bro. You gonna get messed up. You ain't holding my daughter like that. Are you crazy? Come on, man. Talking about you tapping that ass, and I haven't even met you. That should be a death wish, like a death walk. But nowadays you can't do certain things like that. But you know, ain't no daughter supposed to bring a boyfriend home that I haven't even met. Are you crazy, man? Anyway, that's what they do nowadays. Nowadays, a lot of dudes fuck your daughter without you even knowing them. That's disrespectful as hell. You're not supposed to sleep with your daughter. You haven't even met them. But they do that because the daughter be giving it up. Why? Ain't no father in the house be teaching them like, don't be a hoe. This is what you need to do. That's what you need to do. Now, it doesn't say that, it doesn't mean that she's going to listen to you. And if she doesn't, cut her off. But if she does, then you save the soul. At least one. At least your daughter. And then you teach the other ones in your family too. And often they don't like the uncle. They don't like the uncle. Like the uncle is always, hey, the uncle is always smart. You know what I'm saying? Oh, uncle always give me some game. You know, that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? That's the uncle in the family. That's always talking a lot. I gotta go to school. I'll just listen a few more minutes. No, man, get the hell out of here and go to school. Because they're going to give you trouble and stuff like that. So I'll rather would not want you there. Because they're going to teach you some dumb stuff anyway. But, you know, they're going to find your mother. You know, give her a ticket and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Because that's how Esau made this world. But anyway, full of nonsense and lies. Now let me go back to the book of Judges, chapter 3, verse 1. Yeah, that one. I'm going to read it again. Right? Judges 3 and 1. Now these are the nations which the Most High left to prove Israel by them, even as many of Israel as had not known all the wars of Canaan, only that the generation of the children of Israel might know to teach them war. At the least such as before knew nothing thereof. So guess what? You're supposed to teach your children that warfare, man. And first and foremost, teaching that spiritual warfare. I think a bird. Anyway, that spiritual warfare, right? Which is, there's two scriptures. I'm thinking about, wait. I didn't want the Ephesian one. I wanted the other one. Damn, what was it again? I don't know anyway. I don't know how it goes too. Anyway, Ephesians 6:11. Put on the whole armor of the Heavenly Father, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. What was that other one again? Damn. Was it Psalm 64 or something? I think it's Psalm 64. I think that is what I want. Let me see something here. Psalm 64 and let me see. This actually wasn't what I want, but it's good. But it's good also. So it says here Psalm 64 and 2. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrections of the workers of iniquity, which are Esau, and the heathen nations that are hidden behind the scenes that you can't see. You know what I'm saying? That's why they make stuff vanish. Like, for example, the whole Jeffrey Epstein thing. What about the list? I haven't heard anything about the list. Every damn year I see something about O.J. Simpson or something about Michael touching kids. I'm like, shut the fuck up, man. That shit ain't real. What about Jeffrey Epstein? So I can't stand that shit. Anyway, but you don't hear nothing about the list no more. Why? Because they're protecting each other. They're the secret counsel of the wicked. So, Psalm 64 and 2. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked. That's why they call themselves Illuminati, because they're the ones that can see in the light. They're like the owl, which goes back to Ashtaroth, which is Ishtar, which is Easter, the Easter bunny female thing. That's actually Ashtaroth. And then you have Baal, which is basically going into the golden calf, right? Also represented by Nimrod, which is a Cushite, a Hamite, by the way. They're following after him, of course. Anyway, so let me read it again. Psalm 64 and 2. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrections of the workers of iniquity, who whet their tongue like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words. And how could you block against that? Let me see. How can you block against that? Against their bitter words. So let me read that part again. Then I'm going to go to another one. Psalm 64 and 3. Who whet their tongue like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words. That's what they're doing, right? And Isaiah chapter 10, verse 1. Now it says here, woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees and that write grievousness which they have prescribed with their laws and stuff like that. They're fake ass laws that they make up and that are very grievous. For example, if you don't take this vaccine, then you can't eat in the store. You couldn't get in there. So that means there was actually indirectly starving you to death. You know how many people actually lost their family businesses and stuff like that? Certain people killed themselves, man. They jump out of windows and stuff like that, especially in Germany, Japan too. They're already known there for killing themselves. But anyway, in Germany they jumped out the window. In America they jumped out the window. Why? Because they lost their whole family business. They was forced to shut down their stores if it was not something essential, which is food. So if you got a clothing store, jump out the window. Anyway, so how you gonna block against their bitter words? Well, you're gonna block against their bitter words by doing this. Ephesians chapter 6 verse 11, right? Now it says, put on the whole armor of the Most High, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. The wiles of the devil is his tricks, his words, because the wiles is actually a stratagem and actually a plan, a scheme to knock you off something, to knock you off your chair, for example. When you sit stable, he's gonna basically make something up in order for you to get up with a lie or ruse, and then he's gonna take your seat. That's Esau, you know. But anyway, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. So, who are the rulers of the darkness of this world? I'm gonna give you a hint. They call themselves Illuminati, and their god is Satan. That's why when you go to Hollyweird, what do? Everybody knows in Hollyweird you get to sell your soul for the material things. And isn't that devilish? But they're the ones that rule the earth, and you can't do them anything. They're so powerful, you can't stop them. You could try. You end up dead like Gary Webb, which is that reporter from that movie. Well, it's not from a movie. They made a movie off of him. Gary Webb. He's the one that actually exposed the CIA for selling crack cocaine to the so-called black neighborhoods, and they put that in the movie to showing you what they did. That movie is called "Kill the Messenger" 2014, if I'm correct. Wait, let me. It's based on a true story. You should check it out. Now, that is how the crack cocaine came up in the so-called ghettos. They did it. They're showing you what they did, but what you gonna do about it? That's why we're waiting for the Heavenly Father. He's gonna do something about it. Kill the messenger. I think it's 2014. I'm not sure. Yeah. So this is the movie called Kill the Messenger, 2014. I think it's on Netflix or something like that. I don't know. I seen it, so you should see it too. And you have another one which is called, the guy from Hulk plays in it. I forgot the name, man. Dark Waters. Dark Waters. It sounds like a cartoon that I used to watch back in the days. It's also called something with Dark Waters or something like that. But let me double check. Dark Waters film of 2019, right? Check that one out. And this movie, you're not gonna find it easily. This movie has systematically been blocked, man. You know what I'm saying? I had to find it somewhere. I can't tell you, you know, because they're gonna say like I'm pushing and you know, you call it those links and stuff like that. I'm not gonna do that. Just try and find it on the internet. You know what I'm saying? Because it used to be on Netflix, they took it off. Why? Because it exposes too much about what Esau is doing concerning the food, concerning the medical system and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? They took that movie out, man. Just like that movie on what is it? Damn, I forgot the movie, man. It was the guy that played. He played Caesar Borgia in The Passion or something like that. He played him, and I think it's a movie of Mel Gibson or something like that. Children, something with children, like Mel Gibson movie or something. Mel Gibson movie. No, not that one. 2024. 2024. Sons, no, I can't find it. Sons of Men or something like that? Sons of Men. No, man. Oh, I can't remember the movie, man. But it's about child trafficking shit. Uh, that's what they're doing. Movie. That's what the elites are doing. But the point is that everybody knows about that, or they heard about it. They might not know it, but they heard about it. But what are you gonna do about it? You can't stop them. You can't stop evil. Can't stop the devil. That's why we need the Lord, right? You think you're gonna stop him? You ain't gonna stop him. Let's say you want to fight against them with guns and stuff like that. Okay, who's gonna get you the bullets? They got the bullets. So who's gonna get you the guns? They got the guns. So how you gonna fight them? You're a dumbass. That's why the Lord said in the book of Hosea, chapter 1, verse 7, the Most High is not gonna save us with swords and all that type of stuff. He's gonna save us through the word, first and foremost. And then after that comes the spiritual power, because no weapon formed against thee shall prosper. But that's in the physical form. But for now, Hosea chapter 1 verse 7, but I will have mercy upon the house of Judah, and I will save them by the Lord their power. And I will not save them by bow, nor by sword, nor by battle, by horses, nor by horsemen. So we don't need all that type of fancy crap alone. What we do need is Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. And once that power come down, there's going to be a bunch of hosts running around upon the planet Earth, jumping on, stomping on people. What was I reading? Oh yeah. Judges chapter 3 verse. And I'm going to go to the Traitor also, which is concerning on Candace Owens and Jason Lee Peterson or something like. I forgot his name. I think it's Jason Lee Peterson. Something like that. Anyway, Judges chapter 3 verse. Sorry. Oh man. I should have brought my water. I didn't know it was going to be this. It's not hot. I'm just thirsty. Man. Judges 3 and, I started 2 again. Only that the generation of the children of Israel might know to teach them war, at the least such as before knew nothing thereof. So that's why we're teaching each other right now for that spiritual warfare, that battle that we finna go through, have to go through. And after that will come the physical. But for now, we need to have to actually arm yourself with that the armor of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, Ephesians chapter 6. And if you read down, it's going to actually list all the armors. You got the breastplate of righteousness, you got the helmet of salvation and stuff like that, which you could protect your neck with, protect your head with, because you're going to need that, because they're going to shoot arrows at you. What's up, man? Let's go, man. They're going to shoot arrows at you, which are the words of Esau. They're going to shoot them words at you. And you might believe them, because it says, if it were possible, they would deceive the very elect. So them words is going to get a lot of people, man. People that be saying like, hey, I ain't going to take that chip or stuff like that, they might turn around and take that chip, man. You know? Because they ain't got no faith. It's already predestinated that you're going to have Jacob descendants actually speak about not taking the chip and then taking it. You know? And you have others, they're going to believe in Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, ain't going to the left, ain't going to the right, but the Most High has chosen for them to basically get decapitated, man. You know? For the witness of Yahushai. So that's going to happen. You know? So the Most High already set up certain things. I wouldn't want to die. Fuck that. I'm waiting for that spiritual power. I ain't dying. Yahweh is up, of course. You know what I'm saying? So, Judges chapter 3 verse 3, namely the 5 lords of the Philistines and all the Canaanites and the Sidonians and the Hivites that dwell in Mount Lebanon, which shows you that in Lebanon were the Hamites. The Ishmaelites is now over there, and the Syrians, which is Aram, they're in that country over there, and they're in that land actually over there, from Baal Hermon onto the entering in of Hamath, which is also the land of Canaan over there. You know, partially, except loose from the land of Jacob, this is the land of Israel. Loose from that Canaan, you had above that, you had Hamath, which is Canaan, also Canaanite. The Hivites were there, and other Amorites were there too. And other Canaanites from Tyre. Tyre is right there. It's You could walk from Tyre to Lebanon. Anyway, so it says here, what was that? Judges 3 and 4. And they were to prove Israel by them to know whether they would hearken unto the commandments of Yahweh, which he commanded their fathers by the hand of Moses. Right. So now the Most High is basically testing us to see, like, hey man, are you gonna actually keep the ways of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, or are you gonna follow after the gods of the heathens? That's what I'm telling you. That's what I told you in the beginning. It's like this. Nowadays we are living in the midst of the heathenistic people, right? And if you follow after flying reindeers, you're doing exactly what the Most High said unto the Jacob descendants not to do back in the days. Don't be following the gods of the people that you're in the midst of. You need to follow Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, and that's how you start to teach each other warfare in order to fight against the mental fightery that they basically bringing into you, like into your house and all that type of stuff. Because they're gonna come with some, for example, I heard about this nonsense. They called it like Labor Day or something like that. And after Labor Day, you're not allowed to wear white. I'll wear white in the motherfucker. I don't give a shit. I don't know you. Never heard of you. And they don't have it here, so lucky for me. But I would do it. Just defy you. What are you talking about, Willis? I'm not gonna follow after that. I ain't following with none of these religious things and stuff like that. You got the Muslim people. I ain't following that shit neither. I ain't following them. I ain't following no Buddha. I ain't following nothing. Fuck that. It's the Bible, bro. And I ain't following their version of the Bible neither, with some flying reindeers and all that type of stuff. Who falls for it? Millions of people. Billions even. Billions. Because they got it like that. Because the Most High said, I'm going to deceive them. The Most High said, I'm going to send Satan, and he's going to deceive him. And let me read it for you. Revelation chapter 20. No, I started in the one of Ezekiel. Ezekiel 28 and also Job 9:24. I'm not making this up, because it says it right here. Job 9:24. Now if you read the whole chapter, you will see that the Most High is allowing this. Right? Job 9:24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He, the Most High, covereth the faces of the judges thereof. Thereof is the what? The earth. So the Most High is the one that covereth the faces of the judges of the earth. So let me read it again. The earth is given, Job 9:24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. Who gave him? Did they take it? did they take it? They didn't take nothing. So let me read it again. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is it? So who did that? The Lord. Because if you read the whole chapter, you will see it's glorifying the Lord. Job was glorifying the Lord, that he can do all things. He created all things and stuff like that. So he's the one that allows the wicked to have the rulership over the earth. Isaiah chapter 10 verse 5 and 6 shows you that, and then jump to verse 12. Well, you can read on to verse 12 and you will see it yourself also. Now this is Ezekiel, Ezekiel 28 and 14. Now this is talking about the ancient prince of Tyrus, which is a Canaanite, a Hamite, if you didn't know. So he's a Canaanite from Tyre, the sister city of Sidon. So it says here, what was it? Ezekiel 28 and 14. Thou art the anointed cherub that covereth, and I have set thee so. So who's the anointed cherub that covereth all things? Back in the days, if you type in court wig, you will see that they used to be playing judges with sheep's hair on their head. They had a sheep wig on their head, and then they was actually judging people. Order in the court. Right? And why they got the sheep hair on their head? Because the Lord said that the judges of the earth have sheep hair. Let me read that for you. Now, this is the book of Daniel, chapter 10. No, 7. Daniel 7 and 9, and the other one was in Revelation 1 and 12 until 15. Till 15? Yeah. So it says in Daniel chapter 7 verse 9. I beheld till the thrones were cast down, and the Ancient of Days did sit. Who's the Ancient of Days? He's before days existed. He's the Ancient of Days. That's the Most High, right? So the Ancient of Days did sit, whose garment was white as snow. So he had clothing on that was pure like white snow, right? Which represents the pureness. and the hair of his head like the pure wool. Let that sink in. You know what I'm saying? Who has woolly hair like a sheep upon the planet Earth? There are two types of hair. I can be disrespectful, but there are two types of hair, right? You got the sheep and you got the goat. Okay? Now, who's the sheep? It says it right here. I'm going to read it again. And the hair of his head like the pure wool. His throne was like the fiery flame, and his wheels as burning fire. That's talking about the chariots. And he can, when it speaks about the finger of God, when the scriptures, it's talking about that laser, because he used to burn people up. When Korah fought against Moses, and then the earth swallowed them up. Yeah, if you read the scriptures, you will see he was shooting them too with fire. What do you think that is? Why do you think that in the movies, right? So they just figured it out. Why do you think in the movies they got the alien ships shooting laser beams and pulling people up with the tractor beam and stuff like that? That's in the book of 2 Kings chapter 2. Elijah was pulled up by a whirlwind. A whirlwind is something that pulls. So there they get the tractor beam from. You know what I'm saying? Because the tractor beam pulls you, right? Well, the whirlwind pulls you too. It pulls you upward. It actually blasts you upward because it's wind. Now it's Daniel's, no. Revelation chapter 1 verse, I'll start at 12. And I turned to see the voice that spake with me, and being turned I saw 7 golden candlesticks. And in the midst of the 7 candlesticks I saw, and in the midst of the 7 candlesticks, one like unto the Son of Man, clothed with a garment down to the foot, and a girdle about the paps with a golden girdle. So he had a golden girdle in his middle, on his middle, and and he was in the midst of the 7 candlesticks, which represent the 7 churches of Asia Minor. If you read the last verses, you will see that that is what the 7 churches, the 7 candles represent. It represents, I can get it for you. Revelation chapter 1 verse 20. The mystery of the 7 stars which thou sawest in my right hand, and the 7 golden candlesticks. The 7 stars are the angels of the 7 churches, and the 7 candlesticks which thou sawest are the 7 churches. Right, so that's that. And then back to Revelation chapter 1 verse, I was in Revelation 1 and 20 just then. Now Revelation 1 and 14. His head and his hair were white like wool. That's the color, texture. As white as snow, that's the color. And his eyes were as a flame of fire. The white of his eye the white of his eyes were actually red because he drank wine. And you can read about that in the book of Genesis 49 and 8 on down. Until 12. Anyway, and also in Matthew chapter 11 and 14 or something, where I think, no, it's, let me see. Let me see something. Wine bibber. Wine bibber. Oh yeah. Right, so it says it. Oh yeah, Matthew 11 and 19. The Son of Man came eating and drinking, and they say, behold, a man gluttonous and a wine bibber. A wine bibber is the person that can't stop drinking wine. He drank wine the whole time, and he was eating so much they called him a drunk, right? So it says here, behold, a gluttonous, meaning he eat too much. He eat all the time. He's always eating. You know what I'm saying? Because hey, the Lord Yahushua had an appetite when he was on the earth. He was either eating or drinking. He was either eating or drinking wine. You know, you could just make wine out. You could just make it rain and then fill a cup, drink wine. He can make wine out of nowhere. Anyway, he was just doing that. A friend of publicans and sinners, but wisdom is justified of the children. Now, what is the wisdom? Wisdom is your mother. So, if your mother is wisdom, then you will be justified by her, because it says it right here in the book of Ecclesiastes chapter 4, verse 11, which says, because wisdom is your mother. Wisdom is also your wife symbolically. Wisdom is your sister. Wisdom is, Sirach, the book of Ecclesiastes in the Apocrypha, chapter 4, verse 11. Wisdom exalted her children and layeth hold on them that seek her. So wisdom is your mother. And then you have another one which is in Proverbs 7. You can read Proverbs chapter 5, chapter 6, and chapter 7. Then you're going to see. As it says here, wisdom is Proverbs chapter 7 verse 4. Say unto wisdom, thou art my sister, and call understanding thy kinswoman, that they may keep thee from the strange woman, from the stranger which flattereth with her words. And that strange woman is talking about other philosophies. And if you go to the other philosophies, it's beautiful, right? You're gonna get killed, because it says right, the Lord is gonna make sure you feel that, because it says right here on Proverbs chapter 5 verse 1. My son, attend unto my wisdom, and bow thine ear to mine understanding, that thou mayest regard discretion, and that thy lips may keep knowledge. For the lips of a strange woman drop as a honeycomb, and her mouth is smoother than oil, but her end is as bitter as I was distracted. As it said, but her end is bitter as wormwood, sharp as a two-edged sword. Her feet go down to death, and her steps take hold on hell. Now it says here, yeah, that's what the strange woman would do. Basically, her feet bring you to hell, and hell, talking about the grave, because there's no place where, that's a Greek myth. Okay, that's a myth. There's no place where you can actually burn in fire and all that type of garbage. That's not in the scriptures. The word Gehenna means a heap of burning, where they used to burn dead bodies and stuff like that. And you don't want to end up there. That's why Yahushua said, you don't want to end up there. You want to be respectfully buried, because all the greats, they was buried. Joseph, Abraham, Jacob, all of them, all the 12 patriots and all that. Let me see. I just thinking about it. Joshua, all of them were buried. So that's why the scriptures teaches you that we're not supposed to actually cremate the Jacob descendants. But the Bible is not with cremating. You know who was cremating? The heathen nations. You know what I'm saying? They would set up a fire, and they would burn the stuff inside of themselves. You know, that type of crap alone. You're not supposed to be burning yourself. You're supposed to be buried in all due respect. But what do they do nowadays? They make you pay. I didn't even know this. Did you know that I didn't even know? I found out like last year or something like that. Like not even last year. Like, I think it was this year, man. Maybe 7 months ago, four, maybe 4. I don't know, man. I didn't count, but I know it was. I know it was not that long. That's one. It could be last year, but I think it was this year. But anyway, so I found out that you need to pay like 7,000 euros in order for them to bury you. I didn't know that after death that you need to keep on paying them for them to actually keep you there in the ground, which they don't even own, and just, you know, clean your grave or whatever, or your tombstone, whatever, you know, that type of stuff. But, excuse me. Yeah, I ate something, but not now, this morning. But anyway, so I didn't even know that you had to pay them like thousands of dollars, like $12,000 just to bury the dead. Are you crazy? So that's what the Lord said, and curse when thou comest in, and curse when thou goest out. Because it's a curse to be born, because they want to charge you money for being born. Did you know that too? Like if you go to their hospitals and stuff like that, man, they fine your ass like a bunch of $1,000 just for a baby to be born. And when you die, they fine you again. It's basically they want to punish you for being born, and they want to punish you for basically dying. You know, that's why actually you need to. I would do it. You know, just get your kids on, man. You know what I'm saying? Don't let them inject no satanic things in your children, man. You know, don't do that. That's stupid. That's 9 to 5. You're gonna live shorter. Cause I went to like certain countries and stuff like that, in Suriname and stuff like that. And the people that are not doing with all that nonsense, like, oh, go to the doctor, get a shot for this. They've been having flu shots for decades and decades and decades. And still they can't get rid of the flu. Every time you get that flu shot, you get the flu. Oh yes, it needs to be in there, you know. What? No, I ain't doing that. You could keep that thing for yourself. I remember Tuskegee, the syphilis experiment. I remember that shit. I learned about it. Just like how we're learning now, how the art of war actually works, especially with that mental war, you know what I'm saying? Why? Because the Most High is the ones that's setting it up. That's why we need to teach the Jacob descendants basically the spiritual sword, the spiritual gear, the spiritual armor, you know what I'm saying, the spiritual helmet, you know what I'm saying, the spiritual sword, you know what I'm saying, so that when they come with their lies, you cut them up with the truth. It's going to hurt, it's going to back off. You're like, hey shit, this guy has ammunition. Can't fight him. We need Satan for him. Yeah, you do. I got the Heavenly Father, but you ain't going to win. But as a whole, the 2/3 of our people are gonna die. That's what the Most High said. But anyway, so going back to Judges. Where was that? Oh shit. Wait. Judges chapter. Oh yeah. The Most High is the one that cover it. because he's the one that allowed Esau to basically cover the faces of the judges of the planet Earth. And they know exactly what they're doing. But anyway, so now going back to Judges chapter 3. Let's say at verse... hey, minute film you. Talking that shit. They was talking shit like I'm filming them. I ain't filming. Anyway, so it says here, and hey, you said some shit. Fucking weirdo. Where was I? Damn, I forgot. Oh yeah. Judges chapter 3, verse 4. And they were to prove Israel by them, to know whether they would hearken unto the commandment of the Most High, which he commanded their fathers by the hand of Moses. Right, because our people didn't follow after that. Why? Because they wanted to follow after the heathen nations that was around them, and they kept on doing it. And until this day, our people are doing it. Right? Like I'm going to say it again, like flying reindeers. Who's celebrating it? Jake. Jake is celebrating it, among others, of course, but they don't matter. The point is that the Jacob descendants are doing it, which they're not supposed to be doing it. Anyway, verse 5. And the children of Israel dwelt among the Canaanites, Hittites, and Amorites, and Perizzites, and Hivites, and Jebusites. Right? And they took their daughters to be their wives, and gave their daughters to their sons, and served their powers, their gods. And the children of Israel did evil in the sight of the Lord, and forgot Yahweh their power, and served Balaam and the groves. Basically Baal. They started to serve Baal, the golden calf and all that type of crapaloni. They started to follow after that. And it's also mentioned that they followed after Asheroth, which is in the book of Judges chapter 2. They followed Asheroth, which is that Easter bunny thing. That's Ashtaroth, man. Nowadays they call it Easter. Yeah, but back in the days they used to call it Ishtar. But in the scriptures days, in the Hebrew, they called it Ashtaroth, which is then in the English, of course. But anyway, Ashtaroth. If you type in Ashtaroth, you're gonna see a female with like the underbody of a chicken or something like that, like a bird with some bird ass wings, and the woman thing from the pharaohs and stuff like that. You have the the ankh, that thing. You're gonna find that. Built like a womb for a woman. You're gonna find that on the stat. What? Let me show you. I got it right here. I got the internet right here, so I could show you. Right. And this is it. I don't know if you could see with the wind. I mean the sun. Can you see it? That's that bird demon chicken. The bird feet. And them owls over there. That's what they're worshiping. That's the Easter bunny. It's not even a bunny. It's like a female bird devil idol, crazy, satanic, Hamitic thing. Right. And the male version of this is Baal. Basically, this thing was the thing of child sacrifice. That's what they was doing, and they're doing it until this day. What do you think they call it nowadays? Easter. That's it. And it's also some kind of idol of child sacrifice. And if you watch this female from Planned Parenthood, her name is Cecile or something. Cecile. Her name is Cecile Richards. Type in Google Cecile Richards, which is this caucus female over here, Cecile Richards. You know what she said? She would like to thank basically Baal for Planned Parenthood. You think I'm making it up? Google it. I'm gonna Google it for you. Check this out. Cecile Richard. Thanks. Ancient god or something like that of checks. Here. This is it. It says here, Cecilia Richard thanks ancient god Molech for continued. Let me see what it says further. It's on Twitter. I never go on Twitter. I hate that shit. It's here. So it says here, Cecilia Richards thanked ancient god Molech for continued government funding of Planned Parenthood. That's what she says. Can you see it? Cecilia Richard thanks ancient god Molech. They spelled the god with a capital G. That shows you how they feel about that devil. For continued government funding of Planned Parenthood. So who are they thinking? Come on, man. You think this is a God-fearing world? This whole world is fucked up. Like I said, flying reindeers is the things of billions of people in their house every year. And who do they celebrate? The birth of their Caesar Borgia, of the birth of his flying reindeer North Pole guy. Because that's what they celebrated. Nobody sees it actually. This is funny because the scripture does say that they live in darkness, so they're not going to see it. The Jacob descendants are in La La Land, man. Two Jacob descendants just walk by talking shit, and like they're the only one that talk shit of all these people. But he thought I didn't understand it because they think I speak only English. And so they was talking in their language, is my language actually, dumb fucks. But they didn't know that I'm from there, because I don't look like I'm from there. And I don't talk like I'm from there, but if I speak my language, you're gonna be like, hey, I didn't know, I didn't know you was from there. Yeah, you didn't know that. That means you can't gossip around me, like women do. That's why they shut the fuck up when they heard me. They kept on walking like, as if I didn't spoke to them. Anyway, so it says here, that's what you get. There's a lot of gossiping as dudes on the planet Earth. Judges, yeah. So it says here, I heard them from there. I heard them talking shit from there. I heard them talking. But anyway, so it says here, oh yeah, I already read that. Now let me go to the book of 2 Maccabees chapter 4, verse, 2 Maccabees chapter 4, verse, I think I'll start at 19. But I'm gonna get it here. Second Maccabees chapter 4 verse. I'll jump around because I have a point to make in Second Maccabees chapter 5 actually. But just to get the info rolling so that you know what I'm talking about and what Jason actually really did unto the nation of Jacob before the Most High took him down. You know, but he got to do a lot of things of his desires basically, because he wanted to actually take the nation of Jacob down, and the Most High allowed him to a certain degree. And then when he did succeed what he did, and after that, you know, the Most High really destroyed him. You know why? Because he used them for a small season, and then he tossed them for a large, long-lasting season, and he suffered before he died, which was hella funny. But all the murders that he committed, man, he deserved more. Now it says here, 2 Maccabees chapter 4, verse 7. After the death of Seleucus, which is one of the Roman soldiers, one of the Greek emperors that came up after Alexander the Great, when he basically died, his 4 generals basically took over, and then they split his kingdom, which is in 4 regions. What's up, man? What's up? Then he split his kingdom into 4 regions. Anyway, so it says here, 2 Maccabees chapter 4, verse 7. But after the death of Seleucus, when Antiochus called Epiphanes took the kingdom, Jason, the brother of Onias, labored underhand to be high priest. So he was really working for it, trying to get himself in a high position so that he can actually make moves and stuff like that. Because without that position, you can't actually take moves. It's like a person that is, for example, just an example. He's not the president of the company, but he wants to make changes to adjustments to the pricing and stuff like that. That's not really gonna happen. When he's like the president of that place, then he could negotiate and move his people into place, and then therefore they could actually change prices and stuff like that. So that's what he was actually trying to do. He was trying to get in a good seat, a good position, like in a high place, you know, sit in the Moses seats, for example, and then he could make moves, but those moves was actually orchestrated against the Jacob descendants, against his own nation. Anyway, just like Candace Owens, just like Jesse Lee Peterson. Oh yeah, that's his name, Jesse Lee Peterson. I think I said another name. I said the name correct in the beginning, and then I lost his name again in my head. Now I found it again. Right. So it says here, 2nd Maccabees chapter 4, verse 8. Promising unto the king by intercession 303 score talents of silver, of another revenue 80 talents. So basically he was trying to pay himself, just like how the politicians do nowadays. They're trying to pay themselves into office. That's exactly what they did back then, because nowadays, how you getting office? Money. You need to pay campaigns and stuff like that. You ain't getting there without paying the money. And then they're going to so-called represent you or whatever like that. But you need to put that money down, and that's exactly what he did, because the Roman Empire was diverse from any the Greek Empire was diverse from any empire upon the planet Earth. Because what did they do? All the empires on the planet Earth, they used to actually they don't vote you in, man. You are there by bloodline. By bloodline, you get to rule. So you rule by bloodline and by them that put you on. Nowadays, they rule by a so-called popular deceit, which they call popular on a vote, which is not the truth. I mean, if you are in power, do you think that you're going to let a bunch of peasants, because that's what the people are, according to the royals, elites of Europe and all that type of stuff, and in the Middle East, and Asiatic countries and stuff like that. Do you think that the people in power are going to allow a bunch of peasants to vote? Are you stupid? Everybody knows that America got puppet leaders in every country up on the planet that they call third world countries, after they raped, robbed, destroyed them, and took their mineral resources and stuff like that. So everybody knows that they got puppet leaders there. And if the leader is not a puppet leader, then the people are going to fight against them. No, I'm sorry. If the people fight against them, then they know, okay, that's like a puppet leader and stuff like that. And then they call it, what they call it, like an overthrow, rebellion or something like that. Anyway, and when that so-called president or that leader is actually doing good for his own people, then the American people are going to basically make him look like a bad guy and then take him out, like Saddam Hussein, for example, and Gaddafi. Actually, I was talking about Gaddafi. Actually, that's what I mean. Because Gaddafi was given actually free healthcare, free on all these free. Just look at the list of what he was giving them people. And then, of course, you're going to find a few sellouts, which sellouts are in all nations upon the planet Earth. But the Jacob descendants have a real history of selling out. If you read the book of 1st Maccabees chapter 1, you're going to see that the Jacob descendants are the ones that started to sell out to the Greeks. But anyway, ten things Gaddafi did for his country, right? So 16. Okay, cool. So what did he do? Electricity. Let me see some. Let me see. Electricity was free. 0 interest for the people, and basically with the stuff that you buy here, it's like 21% interest and stuff like that. They call it tax, right? 21% tax. So they basically charge you 21% of the money that you need to buy the stuff with. That's just free money right there. That don't make no damn sense, right? Or if you go borrow $100, you need to pay them back 120, and if you take longer, it's gonna be 150. But if you go borrow, shouldn't that mean that, wait a minute, you have nothing? So how can I give you more if I have nothing, but I borrow money from you? That's the scheme, and that's why Hitler kicked them out of Germany. But anyway, that's a whole nother story. You should look that up. Why do you think Hitler kicked them out? Because they made Germany poor. You know who I'm talking to. You know what I'm talking about. Anyway, verse 4. Now it says here, no, not verse 4, I mean 3. The third thing that he did. Let me see. Everybody would be given a house. That's a human right. It was in Libya. Everybody would get 50,000 US dollars. It's 60,000 dinar, but it's 50,000 US dollars. If you want to basically get your first apartment. So he was setting people up, man. Like, man, you wouldn't be, you couldn't wait to get out the house. As soon as you turn of age, you'd get out the house and find yourself a house. He would build a house and give you 50,000 at that. Why? Because he had that oil money, and that oil money is in the trillions. You know how long it takes to spend 1 trillion? If you was to spend 1 million 24 hours, 24/7, you wouldn't run out of 1 trillion in over 511 years. You can look it up. 1 trillion, you can't spend it. You can't spend it. It's too much. I'm gonna say it again. In order for you to spend 1 trillion, then if you would suspend 1 million every hour, 24 hours, so 24/7, 365 days a year, you wouldn't run out of 1 trillion even after 411 years. Let that sink in. And the national debt of America is like almost 30 trillion or something like that. So you know they can't pay that back, man. That's why they finna go to war, because then they can cancel out the money and put in debt to people. That's why everything is getting pricier. Meanwhile, the products is getting smaller. If you check out, for example, toothpaste, because I remember back in the 2000s and stuff like that, toothpaste used to be real big. You get a real big thing and then you pay like what, €1 or something like that. Now you get a small package and you still pay like 1.50, sometimes €2 for the same. It's not the same. It's the same garbage but less of it. Because you know they got pork in there, so I don't use that shit. You know, they got pork in there, man. Gelatin. They got all these ingredients that you can't even pronounce. You need a lawyer just to read the ingredients on the back of toothpaste. Yeah, read those things, Google it, and check out what it is, and then you're gonna see it's pork. Did you know that they have pork brain? I'm not kidding you. Google it. Pork brain in toothpaste. That makes no sense. It makes sense if he wants to keep you filthy and destroy you, because he knows that the Heavenly Father doesn't like that. So that's why they put it in there. Also with the gelatin, did you know that they can make gelatin off of plants? But they choose to make gelatin off of pork and also cow, which is, they call it steak, but it's a cow, man. What the hell? Also cow gelatin, you know? But you think about it. When you're in an airplane, right? What do you see? What colors do you see? You see green, brown, white. Brown is the mountains, white are the clouds, and green is the grass. Right. The point is, there's more grass or greenery on the planet Earth than there are animals. When's the last time you was in a plane and you saw animals? You can't see them because they're too small. You see the trees, right? If you're down there, you're gonna see them, right? Because they're small. Unless there was a bunch of horses running on a plane, then you can see that, or some cows or some sheep, you might see that. But normally you're not gonna see it. So the thing that you're going to see is the greenery. So why don't you make gelatin off of that? He don't want it because he's the wicked. He's not gonna do that. But anyway, so I was saying, reading actually. Education and medication was medical treatment was free. Farming career, he would set you up. He would give you land. If you want to be a farmer there in Libya, he would give you land. You just have to go to the government and say, you know what, I want to be a farmer. He would make sure that you would get land, you would get money. Like I said, he got trillions of dollars. He got that oil money, so he could just fix it up. And there's many more. You can Google it for yourself. It says here, 16 things Gaddafi did for Libya. If you can see it? Can you see it? 16 things Gaddafi did for Libyans and never done anywhere in the world. If this is called dictatorship, I wonder what type of leadership Democrats have. That's what it says. That's the article. And yeah, just check it out for yourself. Then you're gonna see. Then you need to understand like what he was doing on the planet Earth compared to what is happening on the planet Earth when you go to like Europe, America, South America, the continent of Africa. You have, of course, the lands of Asia and stuff like that, India and all that there, because Asia is also what they call India. Australia and all those type of places, Russia. Then you're gonna check out their system and be like, it's kind of satanic. You're feeding off of the people because the government is supposed to help the people, right? Not to feed off of them. You know what I'm saying? Right, right. That's why we shouldn't have them ruling over us. That's why we should go back to the Jacob descendant lands and ways of our forefathers. And therefore, if we start to do that, the Most High is going to bless us again. and then we're gonna get the hell up out of here with substance, great substance, just like how we left Egypt. Right. So Second Maccabees chapter 4. I'll see this here. Let me see something. Let me read this here. Second Maccabees, oh yeah, chapter 4, verse. Yeah, I'm gonna jump around a little bit. Let me say something just to get to the point. Verse 9. Beside this, he promised to assign 150 more if he might have license to set him up a place of exercise and for the training up of youth in the fashions of the heathen, and to write them of Jerusalem by the name of Antiochus. What was he doing? He was actually going to the heathens and asking them, like, can I have the license to sin, basically. You know that movie, License to Sin? Well, that's what he was asking. He was asking license for the exercise. And what was that exercise? Exercising in the nudity, because when you have the Olympia, that's why they do stuff like that. If you check out the Olympics, you will see, like, you know what the word gymnastic means? Gymnastic means training, exercising in the nude. That's what gymnastic means. It's a Greek word. And who figured that one out? Who invented that one? Who do you think? Was it the Arabs? No. It was the Greeks, man. They are the one that invented the word gymnastics, which means to exercise in the nude. That's why when you look at the Olympics, you see all that filthiness. You'd be like, this has nothing to do with sport. It has everything to do with Bacchus, which is a demon. It has everything to do with Satanism. It has everything to do with Greek. It has everything to do with Roman. Everything to do with that. So basically, they're showing you their culture. They're showing you what they believe. And that's why that whole so-called controversy came with the, what was it again? That naked blue dude, which is one of their idols of Krishna or whatever like that, some Hindu thing. But it's Bacchus too, it's Bacchus, it's a devil shit. But that's why they had that mockery of Caesar Borgia, but it's actually the Yahushai. They had that mockery that they had there in the Olympics and stuff like that. Why do you think they did that? To show you what they really believe and what they're thinking about. And then, you know, the people are so-called going to condemn it, but you can't stop them. Why don't you just cut the feed off? Because when Kanye pissed, when he said Bush doesn't care about black people, they cut him off right then and there, right? How come they don't cut off the Olympics and stuff? Because that's their program, man. How you going to get mad at the devil for being a devil? You should know not to mess around with them, like hanging around them and stuff like that. Don't learn from them, you know? And that's the same, oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So the word gymnastic means to exercise in the nude, right? So that's why you have the Olympic players, when they play, they have skin-tight clothing, look like they're naked. That's the Greek way. That's the Greek way. To exercise in the nude. That's what they're doing. Hey, you don't believe me? Look it up. Let me look it up for you. I got it right here. Wait. All you need to do is go to Google, right? And then you type in, what does the word gymnastic mean? What does and where does it come from? It's a Greek word. Gymnastic. What does gymnastics mean? It says here what? Gymnastics. Where is it? Okay. What does gymnastic mean in Greek? Check here. He says it right here, right? Can you see? It says, what does gymnastic mean in the Greek? It says, the word gymnastic is derived from the ancient Greek I don't even know how you pronounce that. It's some kind of Greek word, bro. Meaning to exercise in naked.
Asking permission of the people you were photographing.
Who told you I'm filming them? Who told you I'm filming them? Who told you I'm filming them?
You don't,
Who told you I'm filming them? Asking permission? What the fuck is that? Fucking druggies is talking to me like that. Anyway, asking permission. It's the great boldness. If you slap the shit out of them, then they gonna call you violent. But anyway. So it says here, to exercise. Check this out. The word gymnastic means this. It says here, the word gymnastics is derived from the ancient Greek gymnasian or something like that, meaning to exercise naked. So that's what they're doing, man. They've been doing that, you know? Anyway. Man. Anyways, like I said, man, yeah, guys, I smelled the fucking alcohol off of him until now. Shit, man. He stood here for like maybe 3, 4, 5 seconds, and I can still smell the alcohol. He's drunk. Because if he was sober, he probably wouldn't have said anything. Let me see something. Oh yeah, Maccabees. Right, 2nd Maccabees chapter 4, concerning the traitor Jason. What he did first is the same thing that Candace Owens is doing, Andrew Tate is doing. Let me see. Jesse Lee Peterson and them, and a bunch of them, is the same thing that they're doing. And they've been doing it for centuries, man. Going back since the Greek days and stuff like that. They was doing it back then, and they're still doing it until this day. So don't think it's a far-fetched thing. If you read 1 Maccabees chapter 1, just read the whole book of Maccabees, man. Jason wasn't the only one that was basically destroying his own for the Greeks. He was destroying the Israelites for the Greeks' sake. Now it says here, 2nd Maccabees chapter 4, verse 10. And when the king had granted, he had gotten into his hand the rule, he forthwith brought his own nation to Greekish fashion. So let me read it again, right? So it says here, for 2nd Maccabees chapter 4, verse 10. Which when the king had granted, because he asked him, like, can I do certain things and stuff like that, right? Which when the king had granted, he had gotten into his hand the rule, he forthwith brought his own nation to Greekish fashion. So they started to basically worship after the Greeks. That's what he did. That's what he caused. The high priest Jason caused that to happen to the Jacob descendants on a higher level, because like I said, he paid himself to get up in the politics over there, because they're the only one. The Greeks, they started this. They were diverse from all the other beasts upon the planet Earth, which in the book of Daniel chapter 4, the beasts represents kingdoms. So what did the Greeks do? They were the only one to set up basically voting in order for you to get into power, right? But nowadays, don't think that you can vote and something is going to happen, because like I said, the people that are in power, do you think that they will actually allow a peasant to come and just dictate to them? Meanwhile, they eating fat, they having great things and stuff like that, even making money off of the so-called people taxes and stuff like that. I told you already, here you got 21% taxes on especially electronics. You know, electronics is 21%. Then one day in the year, then they take away the 21% taxes. Oh shit. You know, one day in the year, every year, you got people waiting to buy stuff. Man, they already made their money 50,000 times fold. So they can give you here, have a day without taxes, or a few days actually, without the electronic taxes, because the electronic taxes is 21%. Then people go buy telephones, iPhones, and all that type of stuff, because you know they think that the government is throwing them a bone. That's funny. You see, Esau got this whole thing mapped out, and he's having fun with it, man. He's definitely having fun on the ignorance of the people, because they don't know any better. That's why he feels the need to lead them into that ditch. But still, he's leading them. It doesn't matter. He's still a leader. You know, if both of them gonna fall into a ditch, it don't matter, because the one that's leading, he's proud as hell. He's be like, yeah, man, I got a whole group of disciples and stuff like that. I got people following me. And when he fall into that ditch along with the other people, he still think, I still was a leader, you know? I'm still better than you. I'll let you. That's how I think, right? So, Maccabees, the 2nd Maccabees chapter 4, verse, let me see something. 2nd Maccabees chapter 4, verse, let me see. I just read it. Oh yeah, verse 10. I read 10. 11. And the royal privileges granted of special favor to the Jews by the means of John, the father of Eupolemus, some Greek name. Anyway, so it says he who went ambassador to Rome for enmity and aid. he took away and putting down the governments which were according to the law. So he took, well, let me read it again. And putting down the governments which were according to the law, he brought up new customs against the law. So what did he do? The governments, like the little cities that was upholding the law of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, he went over there and broke them down and made them basically worship some Greeks, some Greek fashions and stuff like that. Verse 12, 2 Maccabees 4 and 12. For he built gladly a place of exercise under the tower itself, and brought the chief young men under his subjection, and made them wear a hat. So basically, he made them do according to the fashions of the Greeks. So going on, verse 13 is the last one. Now it says here, now such was the height of Greek fashions, an increase of the heathen manners, or heathenistic manners, throughout the exercise profaneness of Jason, that ungodly wretch, and no high priest. Yeah, he put himself in the position of the high priest, and then therefore it is said that thou shalt not revile the high priest, right? So everybody was afraid of him because they thought the Lord was with him. Yeah, Satan was with him, man. He was with him. You know, that's a Jacob descendant. He was top demon worshiper upon the planet. He was worshiping them Greeks and the mother buster, man. Everything that they was doing, he wanted to do too. 2 Maccabees chapter 4, 2 Maccabees chapter 5, 2 Maccabees chapter 6, and also chapter 7. You're gonna see what they did, man. You know, but I'm gonna jump to 5 right now. 2 Maccabees chapter 5. You know what I'm saying? Let me grab it here because I got it marked up right here. Now this is 2 Maccabees chapter 5, verse. Let me see. I'll start at 1, then I'm gonna stop at 10. Right now it says here. Isaiah 35 and 31 and 5 also. Let me get that before I forget it. Sometimes you want to turn it to a head bustle. No, I'm just kidding. Isaiah chapter 31 verse 5, right? I'm going to hold that. Now I'm going to go on to the 2 Maccabees chapter 5 verse 1. I'm going to read until 10. Now it says here, about the same time, Antiochus prepared his second voyage into Egypt, because he was already there first, because the first time he went there, he took down Ptolemy. Yeah, you had these Edomites fighting against each other over the land of Mizraim, that they then had in submission after that the Mizraimites fell, which are the Egyptians, by the way. Those are the sons of Ham. Yeah, along with the Cushites. Those are the sons of Ham too. Right. So it says here. Verse 2. 2 Maccabees chapter 5, verse 2. And then it happened that through all the city, for the space almost of 40 days, there were seen horsemen running in the air, which are chariots, spaceships, right? In cloth of gold and armed with lances, like a band of soldiers. So they had basically weaponry, man. They had weaponry. Some of them chariots was made of gold, some of them made of silver. That's in the book of Psalms, I think 18 or something like, or 16, one of those two. Verse 3, and troops of horsemen in array. So they was flying like birds, right? I can get that in the book of Isaiah 31 and 5, which says here, as birds flying, so will the Lord of hosts defend Jerusalem. Defending also, he will deliver it, and passing over, he will preserve it. And that's talking about the so-called Negros, Latinos, and Indianos, because those are the people of Jerusalem, and those are the people of Judah. Those are the people of the nation of Israel. And the Most High is going to protect us. But for now, you know, he waiting to see. 1 Corinthians, for example, 1 Corinthians chapter 1, it says, it is by the something with foolishness to save them that believe, by the preaching of foolishness to save them that believe, something like that. 1 Corinthians chapter 1 and 20 on down, or something like that. Right. So it says here on I don't want to get it. You can get it if you want to, you know. 1 Corinthians chapter 1 verse 20 on down. That's where it says it. Verse 3, 2 Maccabees chapter 5 verse 3, it says, and troops of horsemen in array, and encountering and running one against another, with shaking of shield and multitude of spikes, the drawing of swords and casting of darts, and glittering of golden ornaments, and harness of all sorts. Wherefore every man prayed that that apparition might turn to good. Boy. Now when there was gone forth a false